Harihi Om. A small analysis on the line of the song sung by Ravidas. The song was sung by Ravidas with such a devotion that when we hear the line itself, we feel that the same devotion traverses in us. He was a great devotee of the Lord, and he always chanted Lord Sri Rama's name. So in a line that was sung by him, it ran like this: मन ही पूजा मन ही सेवो मन ही अर्च सहज स्वरूपो राम मैं पूजा कहाँ चढ़ाऊं राम मैं पूजा कहाँ चढ़ाऊं. So very beautiful one. So he was asking the Lord where he must worship and to what he must worship. At the same time he was singing that the puja, what he does will be done in his mind only, for himself. So for what he does in the mind, for his own self, for his own self. So man hi puja, man hi sevo, man hi aricha sahaja sarupo. So puja is for the self, in the mind. Archan is for the mind. Seva is for the mind. So everything for the self in the mind. Very beautiful concept. So here the Sivamanas Puja also says the same thing. The Sivamanas Puja, it tells that we must worship the Lord of Lords or Shiva Chaitanya in the mind. So Manasa, in the mind, to the self. So in other words we can say that it is a puja done by the self, to the self, for the self. So here why he said like that, how he could say like that. So before analyzing this one, we will go for another doha of Kabir Das. It's also a very beautiful one. लाली मेरे लाल की जित देखूं तित लाल, लाली देखन मैं गई मैं भी हो गई लाल. So that's what he said. So Lali mere lal ki. So first Lali is the love. Mere lal ki means the love of God. He went out into the world in search of the Lord's love. And then he found Jit Dekhu Tit Lal. Wherever he went, he found the love of God. Lali Dekhan Mai Gai. So he said that he went out into the world in search of the love of the Lord. Mai bhi ho gai lal. So he also became the one with the love of God. So here the underlying meaning is that we are inseparable from God. So we only think as ourselves as a separate identity. But we are inseparable. Because we are all from Him only. So just as Swami Vivekananda said, look at the ocean and not at the wave. So the ocean is made, the waves are coming from the oceans. But the waves again merge into the ocean. So also we come from the Lord. And after our work is over, we merge in the Lord. So here how beautifully he said, that he would worship the Lord in his mind. He would render service, he would do seva to the Lord in his mind, to the self, to the Shiva Chaitanya in him. And he would do the archana to the Lord. A very beautiful concept. So how can anybody do like that? So what is the first deserving quality for anybody to do like that? So then we do the worship of the Lord or the puja in the outside world, and we need a certain place or rituals, other objects. But here in the puja that we do in the mind, we need not have anything. With the concept that we are offering everything to the Lord, we do the puja. So Ravidas, he is such a great devotee. He was the guru of Mirabai. So here, how can a person feel like that, first of all? How can he feel like that? So here let us take a very small culture that we used to adopt, or we adopt, that means our ancient ancestors, they adopted. It is we have to adopt that. So whatever they offer to anybody, they always said Krishnarpanam. That means Arpana Bhavam. Arpana Bhavam. So the concept is Arpanam, that we are offering. So if we give something, there will be a sort of egoism in us. Then we will feel ourselves as a separate identity, and the word I exists. I. Where the I vanishes, he will come. The Lord of Lords will come. So that is why they used to, whoever comes to the doorstep in the good olden days, the elderly people, they used to sit at the doorstep after the retirement, chanting all these, and if anybody comes on the way, they used to put that rice or whatever they want to give, saying Krishnarpanam. So the Lord in the giver is giving to the Lord in the receiver. So both are blessed. They are twice blessed. So this is a very, 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 very important notion. It's a concept which must be followed. And they used to follow like that. So what happens in giving like that? What happens actually, let us examine by doing like that. So here the concept itself is such a great concept. So either they used to say Krishnarpanam or Shivarpanam or Ramarpanam, whatever it is. It's an offering. When we offer anything to God, how we are going to offer? We take it, we fold our hands in the shape of a cup, both the palms, and we put flowers or whatever it is in the hands, in the cup shaped palm, and then we offer it to God. It is a sublimity when we offer to God, like that. So in the same way, if we can offer to the human beings, because human beings are God themselves, walking gods. God cannot walk into our life. So human beings can walk into our lives. Daivam Manusha Rupena. So if we can offer human beings like that in such a sublimity, it is one of the noblest quality or the deserving quality by anybody. So it itself is a yoga. Because once when we offer like that, the I egoism will go away. Because we think we are offering to the God in the other person. And he also feels the same, that God is giving me. So he won't have the feeling that he is taking. And we must not also look upon them as somebody who came to our doorstep. And our hand is on the upper side and theirs is the lower side. It's not that. We only have a very humble thought that God has given us an opportunity to give something. Where so many people, they don't have the opportunity, God has given that opportunity for us to give somebody something. That is the feeling what we must have at the time of giving. So such a great concept it is. And now how this concept they are going to get. So once already it is understood that Vishwam is the place where Lord Vishwanatha dwells, and there is not a single place which is left untouched by him. So when we think like that, we also will feel that we are also in the same Vishwam where Vishwanatha dwells. So Vishwanatha dwells in the Vishwam, and he dwells in us as Antaryami. Makes no difference. If we can feel like that, really what humble way, how humbly we can change our lives. Because just as all roads, there's a proverb, all roads lead to Rome. But here all paths lead to the same God, whether they are crooked or straight, as Swami Vivekananda said. So all the rivers, they merge in the sea finally. They have to merge. So in between this short period, why should any egoism arise in us? So the giver must be very pleasing, without any arrogance. And the receiver also must take it so pleasantly. So here God, what he said in Bhagavad Gita, you give me 1 rupee, I will give you 10 rupees. So giving 1 rupee means not with the feeling that I am giving 1 rupee. Let the I, keep the I aside. The pronoun I, you must keep it aside. It's not the pronoun that matters. So God has given us an opportunity to give 1 rupee. So we are offering it to God. And He will shower His grace to give us 10 rupees. So that's what give and take policy. That policy is always there. So if we give to human beings like those who come to the doorstep, Atidhi or Abhyagati, whoever they are, if we can serve them as we serve God, as we offer God, it is the best puja for anybody. Because the person, he feels very happy. He feels so happy that he owns the people. He owns the people in such a way. And he forgets all the pains that he took to come to the house. Such a beautiful concept it is. This is what the Lord said. So here, when we come to the example of the Lord, when we take the example of the Lord, we can see how he showered his grace. So Kuchela is an example, best example, his friend. When Kuchela went to see the Lord, how did the Lord come? He came down, the Lord is Lord. He came down the steps. He caught Kuchela by the hand and he took him inside, made him sit on the throne, and then told his maids, his wives, to serve him. He asked him each and every question. If everyone are safe at home, so how was his life after all the inquiry? Such a beautiful way, no? So how happy Kuchela might have felt. So though the Lord of Lords, he is the Lord of Lords, there is no competition with the wealth he had, with the power he had, with the status he had. He is the ruling and governing power for all the universes. Yet, with such a humble and noble nature, he washed the feet of Kuchela and he wiped the feet of Kuchela. He made him sit on the throne. So what a wonderful example. He himself said, the Lord of Lords himself said, who are we? We are nothing. So when such examples we read or we visualize, it is not for us simply to read, it is for us to inculcate in our daily lives. So just because, great personalities, they haven't done great works. Small works, they did it in a very great way. They set examples. So even in the hot sun, when vendors, they come, people, they used to come out of the house and ask them if they want water. Giving water is a small work. It doesn't cost anything. Yet, with such a humbleness they used to ask. And after giving them water, after they quenched their thirst, these people, they used to feel very happy, as if their thirst was quenched. So this is what must be inculcated. So right from the childhood, if this is told to the children in this way, right from the childhood, then arrogance will not develop. Then a time will come when they will know that the same God exists at all places, and there is not a single place, single person, single being where the God does not dwell. And then they offer themselves finally, because life itself is a very big boon given by God. It's a very beautiful boon, invaluable boon. And it is for us to make our life, to weave our life with integrity, with beautiful thoughts, and shape it more beautifully. And at the time of offering to the Lord, we must offer it in the most beautiful way, saying that you gave us this beautiful life. We adorned it more beautifully, and we are offering it to you most beautifully. So this is what we must do now. So then we can say, yes, मन ही पूजा मन ही सेवो मन ही अर्चा सहज स्वरूपो पूजा अर्चना जानो तेरी कह रविदास कवन गत मेरी राम मैं पूजा कहाँ चढ़ाऊं। राम मैं पूजा आपको मैं नहीं चढ़ा रहा हूँ, the persons who are in your form, the walking gods, I am doing a regular puja to them. Regular puja. And I hope you will be very happy with the puja that I do to these great people. Because people are not, because the same Chaitanya exists in every one of us. So simply by saying Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atidhi Devo Bhava, Abhyagati Devo Bhava, Pipila Devo Bhava. Pipila Deva also is told. Pipila, small ants. So in olden days they used to put that rice flour so that the ants will eat. That's Pipila Seva. So everything is seva only, nothing more than that. Life itself will become wonderful. Life itself will become a seva, a service. And then finally we say, I am at your disposal. You do whatever you like. Hari Om.